you let me know.
No, I don't think so.
All right, it is 6 p.m. Call the October meeting to order. So all rise and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance, please. Terry.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Minutes from September 12th into 26th. Discussion, comments, corrections?
Make a motion to approve those minutes.
Second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Old business, 2024 CCD reinstatement.
Okay, so we met a couple weeks ago to approve the budget. We also went through the process of reestablishing our community a cumulative capital development fund, which now caps out at 5%. The DLGF did not have that into our system, so when I uploaded our approval for the budget, that was not in there. So my rep caught that right away. That's why we're going to re-vote on it tonight to approve it.
Okay. Well,
I'll make a motion to accept the reestablishment rate at 5%.
I second that.
motion and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Plan Commission recommendation. Les, is that
That's Susie.
Susie? Okay. Susie, hi.
Hi, how are you guys?
Good.
We met yesterday and we were discussing the fact that there's a lot of, not a lot, but there's more interest now in the solar panels.
Oh,
So as the technology grows, it's probably just going to keep becoming an issue, or we would like for it not to be an issue. So we came up with a few things, recommendation as far as what we feel a new ordinance could be. And I did type it out. So.
okay.
Who wants it? Sorry, I should have got 3.
Okay.
Questions, comments?
So the recommendation is for an ordinance.
As far as,
Yeah.
like
Okay.
being in line in pitch with your roof and things like that, to not take up more ground space.
Okay. So it would be on roof mounted only then? Is that what I'm hearing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Alex, could you look at that and begin that process for us?
I like it.
Okay.
Well,
Myself.
we don't really feel like solar panels are gonna go away,
No, they're not.
No, they're
Yeah.
sure not.
so we just might as well address it now.
Okay.
So you're just asking me to put together a ordinance that reflects the recommendation?
I think, yeah,
Okay.
we can
Would,
take,
would that also include the 2-mile
Yes.
zone for
It would be for all of them.
windmills, that kind of stuff, solar?
I had to look into that. I don't know the answer to that top of my head.
Yeah.
okay. Well, all right. Thank you. Any other discussion on that before Alex works on it?
Not by me.
Okay. Susie, is there anything else?
No, thank you.
Thank you. Niblock Pay App, 124,970.65.
Make a motion to approve that pay app in that amount.
I will second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Niblock change order number 1, an underrun of 54,909.47.
And Roger, tell them what that underrun
The underrun
is
was,
for.
we went in and we eliminated some crack filling underneath the new asphalt that was being laid. Plus we also, when they got in underneath, they had a full depth patch underneath some of the bad spots. Well, until you get into the full depth patch, you can't tell what's under there, and everything was good. Most everything was good, and except a few places that some of you guys have probably seen that it was torn apart really bad. Well, that's where some of the underrun came from. Because the crack filling don't work underneath new asphalt. They'll still come back no matter what, so we
Hmm.
eliminated that out of there.
Okay. Requires a vote.
Yeah, unfortunately.
All right, is there a motion?
Make a
Um,
motion, I'll make the motion to approve that,
Or-
change order number 1.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Mid-block excavating pay app number 2, 13,885.63.
And that's with that that deduction in it.
Okay,
So,
is there a motion?
I'll
for-
make a motion to accept the pay app number 2.
I second that.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
so that will result in us returning some of the money to the state of Indiana that we were awarded on that because of that underrun, so
Okay,
that'll,
The good thing about that money, it goes back into the till and it's redistributed through the community crossing grant again, so it's not used and lost or lost money in it.
Good.
okay, thank you. Crosby pay app number 5.
Make a motion to approve number 5 in that amount.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. Ordinance 2023-10, police wages. That would be for the remainder of this year. An ordinance increasing the base pay of the town of Bourbon's full-time officers by $5,000 over the approved salary ordinance of 2022-4. This will be in effect, payrolls 22, October 27th, December 22nd. Base pay will increase by $1,000 for actively employed full-time officers on each of these payrolls. So it will go, so the chief will go from 57,165 to 62, and the sergeant will go from 55,595 to 60,595, and the patrol officers will go from 54,423.20 to 59,423.20. And that is for the remainder of this year.
And that will be paid out over the pay periods.
the last 5 pay periods
So if
of 2023.
An officer leaving will only be entitled to what is so far.
Yes.
What
it.
actual dates he had worked in that pay
Yeah.
period.
So they're not walking away with $5,000.
Nope. Discussion, comments?
The only thing I want to point out to clarify, to make sure, because there's been some various of wording, is that this would be a salary increase, it's not a stipend.
That's how it is written, is a
That's
salary
it.
increase.
I just wanted to explain it to the people, or the public. Yeah, I saw.
Did you see it?
Yeah, I
Okay,
saw it, yeah.
yeah, it's a
But I
salary
wanted to
increase.
Make sure that everyone understood that it's not a stipend, it would be a salary increase, wage,
Over the time.
over the paid
Yes.
bi-weekly.
And then in the 24 budget that we approved in January, they'll receive another $5,000 pay raise for 2024.
In a salary ordinance.
Salary.
And a salary ordinance it will do, yeah, in December?
We'll vote on that in December,
Yeah.
effective January 1.
Okay.
I make a motion to approve that.
I will second that.
We're
The
gonna
motion-
have to suspend the rules
Yeah.
and pass an ordinance.
I make a motion to suspend the rules on all 3 readings.
I'll second that.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
And then I make a motion to approve that salary ordinance and that amount paying bi-weekly throughout the remainder of this year.
Okay, so 2023-10, you're making a motion to approve?
Correct.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We need your signatures, gentlemen. Thank you. Discussion on employee pay increase for 2024 outside of the police department. Anyone have any thoughts on that?
Well, are we basing it on what we did like last year? Are we going to look at maybe a little bit more of an increase for them? They're valuable employees.
Roger, what's your thoughts on it?
Well, you've increased the police department, we should get something. I mean, And I'm not asking for a whole lot, but we should get something.
What's your recommendation?
You know, I haven't had time to think about this.
Putting you on the
Well, think
spot.
now.
Whatever I can get, 10%. You said what I thought, so,
Well, okay, let's discuss that.
okay.
Because the police departments will increase by 17.5 to 18.5%
Okay.
over the salary ordinance that was effective January 1, 2023.
Let's look at.
I do believe in the heart of all employees. I do believe in that, but I also believe that it should be job descriptions, you know?
We have job descriptions.
That's what I'm saying, salaries based on that. I mean, you're gonna have a difference of salary increase
Exactly. I get
from what stage of training they're in to
that.
what level of education they have or what level of training they have. So I think that has a variance of thought in this process. So.
Are you saying not the same across the board for the other town
No,
employees?
I think it's gonna be a difference if you go with a percentage, because there's two options, I guess. If you give a percentage of over the top, Roger would make more money than what somebody else would.
Right.
Versus if you give a flat fee. So I guess we need a decision if we're gonna go with a flat fee across the board or a percentage.
We'll make this decision in December, so, anybody interested in pushing this out to a work session
I'm willing to do that.
for the sake of time? Les?
Do you think that, Roger, you could put some numbers together, what you propose?
I think we could.
And I mean numbers of not heaven numbers,
Right.
realistic numbers that
I think I can. do
adequate. How much time frame would you need?
that. When are you guys gonna have your meeting?
Tomorrow? No.
I'm gonna have a late night.
Anybody, would the 25th of October, a Wednesday, work for everyone for a work session?
Works for me.
What day?
25th of October, it's a
Wednesday.
Wednesday?
What time?
What time would it work for you?
What time? 6 o'clock?
6 o'clock would be fine.
Okay, 6 PM, work session.
Gotcha.
Yes,
Is that for all the employees to attend?
It's public, so if they want to,
Sure.
they're welcome to.
Yep.
Okay. Alrighty, outstanding. Building Commissioner and Zoning Code Enforcement Officer. Is this one yours, Les?
Yeah, we had meetings. I think Kim was involved in the first one. And we had interviews.
One of them.
Correct.
Okay.
And I believe that the second one, you showed interest in it, Susie. You met with us and the recommendation of the two boards. I think, Jonah, you're on one of the boards, are you not?
On the planning board, yes.
Yeah, so, what's your thoughts when you had the interview? I guess I'm just gonna make a motion to allow you to, in that position, make a motion to put you in that position till the first of the year to see how it works out for you and for us.
Do you have a contract, anything like that,
Well,
that
that's,
you are,
we had a contract with,
So it'll stay as a contracted position?
yeah,
Is that, okay.
yeah.
Well, will we begin that contract January 1?
Oh, I say that if she's
Do it
gonna
now?
finish it out now, from now to January, then she would, have, Alex draft up a contract. Probably could use the same contract that he had.
I need a little more direction on the terms, just
Yeah.
because his contract isn't gonna be like hers is, at least for the remainder of the year.
and
Yeah,
have you seen that even, Susie, that knows what all that stuff?
Can we go
is?
6 months?
I
Yeah.
haven't seen any contracts.
Okay.
They just interviewed.
Can I ask something in favor for the planning commission? And unless you wanna interrupt me, I wanna make a suggestion not to fill Susie's spot until that's determined as a full-time position or not. That way she can go back to planning if she decides to.
Okay.
I guess my motion will include a 6-month contract, if that's okay with you, Susie? For this position and reevaluate it in 6 months?
It wasn't something that we would reevaluate in January.
Well, give it a little bit more time, it'd be 6 months since we're getting close to the,
Honestly, the last 2 months of the year, you're not probably gonna see much,
Okay.
you know.
Can we, yeah, I'll agree to the 6 months.
Okay. And then, Alex, do you have a copy of the contract that we've had with the previous? Can you get that to Les? Have you
yes.
seen that, Les?
I've seen his.
Okay.
I would assume it'd be this general
Same,
consensus.
yeah, okay. And then can you get that to Susie for her review?
So you want the same 6-month contract that,
Let's do that with
Okay.
Susie's name and send it to her and let her review it, and then we can have further discussions.
okay,
Okay,
understood.
so there's a motion.
I'll second that.
Motion to appoint Susie Schetzel for a 6-month contract to Building Commissioner and Zoning Code Enforcement Officer, pending the review of her contract. Is that okay, Les?
Yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Kim Berger.
Approval of claims 5797 to 5870, $527,113.77.
What was the dollar amount? Because it's not on here.
It's right here.
It is, honey,
Not
it
on
is.
mine.
Right there,
Well,
bud.
it is on mine, so.
Well, I must got an old one.
527,113.77.
Honestly, it's not on mine.
I'm sorry.
Wow. Printer doesn't love you, man.
Yours might be one of the older ones, I don't know. It changed
Everything else
each
is on
time.
here but that.
I make a motion to approve those claims totaling that amount.
I'll second it.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
I have the emergency contingency plan for water and groundwater contamination for the water department. Basically, it's just, we had to go and just update some of the names. They asked a few things be shortened up a little bit, but other than that, it is pretty much the exact same contingency plan that we have with the state in the past.
any of that.
With the IDEM? Is that an
IDEM,
IDEM
yeah,
thing?
it's an IDEM thing.
You have an old one, that's the one
Yeah.
you brought.
Mm-hmm. That's okay, I'll look off Les's.
No, no.
Yep, I'll look off Les's. No, no,
Here,
no.
here, I don't want you to feel slighted. Sorry about that, I don't know how you got that one.
I did because I printed it off, the email.
Oh, that was an email before the other email. See?
Okay. What's the last email I had?
Okay, the emergency contingency plan for IDEM. Is there any comments, discussion? I see they've updated names and things like that.
Phone numbers,
Yeah, okay,
new water plant information.
okay.
I'll make a motion to accept the emergency contingency plan.
Is there a second?
Yeah, I second that.
Okay. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Signatures, thank you.
Do you want to discuss the fence quotes at the moment? Okay, so we got fencing quotes for the lift station. I'm gonna call it the dump because that's what's in my head.
Right.
So we had two different companies quote that. The most reasonable one is Mullet's Fencing out here on 8th Road. The galvanized fence come in at $10,529.78. That's a regular chain link fence. The actual farm fence, that is like what is currently there now, but not in very good shape. That one is $4,359.93. Then Roger had also had a gate quoted, which was $2,109.92. I'm not sure where that is. Roger could explain that if you
Okay,
want that.
Well, now we're keeping the gate locked, so if we move it, if we put another gate back about 150 to 200 feet to the south of where we at, we still have access to put our yard waste in on Saturdays, or, you know, we still do the thing, all that, but don't have to keep it locked all the time, we keep the other gate locked. So we still have access for people wanting to dump their stuff through the day, I don't have to open and unlock and all that neat stuff. That was the extra gate on there. Otherwise, we keep the gate as is and we keep it locked.
Okay, I have a question then.
Okay.
The fence that's down there is not in good shape.
No.
It's been needing replaced for quite some time.
So what if we replaced it with farm fence where it's at?
That's not a problem, I mean, that would be,
I know when I spoke to them from where we had it surveyed, they said that it would be placed 2 feet off of the property markers, the fence that is running to the north and south.
Okay, so where
So it
is
would
that
be-
boundary line based on the fence that's there?
oh, it's approximately 5 feet from it now.
East or west?
West, approximately, without going out and physically measuring it at this point.
So it's more on our property than it is on Gerald's?
Yes, the current fence is more on our property, yes.
I would recommend, seeing that the fence needs to be replaced, we've already had this expense of the survey, of putting the fence basically back where it's at with a new fence.
The same type, that farm fence?
You want the
Yeah.
farm fence over the chain link?
Okay.
What do you recommend, Roger?
That would be.
Chain link or farm?
I would do the, cost-wise, I'd do the farm fence, cost-wise.
Just put it in the same place.
Just put it in the same, I mean, that's what you guys can
It,
decide.
and you know, I guess I go back to, I, after really thinking about this, I mean, that fence was there when my father-in-law bought the place back in 1977, I think it was.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And for Gerald's standpoint, it's not really gonna change it, other than a new fence. As long as, with the understanding that that's there for a barrier. And there'd be no gate in it on that side.
There'd be no gate
Okay.
whatsoever. The gate I'm talking about is.
I get the one up at the main entrance.
Will match the main entrance, the second one if you approve it.
That would be my recommendation. It's less expensive for the town, still gets us the project done.
Okay, Les?
Well, I've been pretty vocal about this to begin with. And that fence has been in that same position, how many years do you think?
I've been here 33 years.
Yeah, I've been there here 33 years. And the main heart of the whole thing, I don't think is being answered as far as it was voted to have it surveyed, and now the survey is showing 5 foot, am I right, 5 foot to the
And it's
north?
approximately to
And
the
10
east.
foot on the south end. So it's taking his property now. And if you can quote me, asking the town attorney, but when we entered into a lawsuit with the water tower, there was a state law that if you maintain a property of a fence for 10 years, it becomes yours. That's how we won that lawsuit up there. I think it's a legality issues that still hasn't been resolved, if that property is ours or if the property is theirs. I don't think it's feel right just to go and put a fence there and then you haven't resolved the issue of who owns that land.
I guess now did I misunderstand this? That fence is on our property as it is.
As it is,
5 feet to the east is where it technically should be.
right.
So we're not taking his land.
At this point, but with that survey, the next town council could come in and say, we want that fence moved 5 foot or 10 foot. So I guess if you want my recommendation or my stance, to build that fence, then we build that fence exactly where it's at, and we vacate the remaining property that's in existence in that 5 foot, 10 foot, and give it back to Gerald, which he's maintained. They've had horses there since you've had.
I think if there's a controversy with the survey, then they need to have it surveyed, and that's figured out then amongst the
Then
survey
if they're
company.
gonna have a survey, then we shouldn't build a fence, because we're just gonna spend money. We just had that surveyed for $4,500. They're gonna have a surveyed, it's gonna be in court costs, which we're already having issues paying just salaries for employees, that we're spending money that we shouldn't be spending. We should be putting towards employees.
What's your thoughts?
My thought is that, my thought is to just take the new farm fence and just run it on this, on our side of the existing, and that way we just have a new fence put up that reinforces better than the other one that's, I mean, we're putting it on our property, according to the survey, so I would have no problem with putting up the farm fence on our side.
Rather than, and not taking down the old one?
You can take down the old one, sure, if you want.
They're gonna have to take down the old one because they come in and they clear
They
out
clear it.
all the
Okay.
tree stumps. They do all of that to make it so that it will be level and you won't have all of the,
Well, I make a
Mulberries.
motion that we do that with the farm fence.
Put it back
Putting it
the
where?
existing one is now.
Or moving it our way a foot, whatever it takes, but it's also going to benefit on the other property owners as well. It's gonna make it better for the town, and it's a far cry less expensive than chain link fence. That's my recommendation.
I'm in favor of the fence, and I'll second that, adding to that we vacate that remaining section to Mr.
Then it's gonna have to be resurveyed on their part.
If they want us to reserve it, then they can resurvey and dedicate that land back to them that they've maintained.
May I comment? So as it stands today, I did not expect for the fence to be replaced. And I don't know that that even has to happen, unless you're worried somebody's gonna go through it, which is not gonna happen, we already discussed that. But if you wanna replace it post to post, I think that's a fair deal. And to get through the second half of this, as for the adverse possession, that's a different subject. Take that up on a different day. And if you wanna put a fence in, that's up to you, I guess. I don't know that it's necessary. You know, the only thing that was asked is that your side of the property gets maintained.
Yeah.
That's all my grandfather was trying to do. He's just trying to keep it clean and keep the animals out.
Can we do those in two separate votes?
Sure.
Okay.
Is your feeling, Roger, that the fence needs to be replaced?
Yeah, it needs replaced, there's no doubt about that, it needs replaced. That was part of some of the discussions I had with Mr. Anderson, was replacing the fence.
Do you think he would be objective to that, Brandon?
I don't think so.
I
Probably
mean,
appreciative, because I mean, you gotta clear the land to do that, and that's all he was trying to do. So if they're gonna bulldoze it down and clear out all the stumps and everything, and then rebuild that up to post, the only thing he's gonna object to is if you go by the markers the way they sit right now.
by the markers.
the
survey
new
markers.
survey markers.
Oh,
That 5 foot difference that we're debating.
No, I think we're gonna put it right where the one is now,
I think
right?
we'll put right where it is now.
Right, and,
Yeah.
like I said, I'm fine.
That's all we're gonna
And
do.
he would be good, do you think that would be
I
satisfactory to
will
Gerald?
ask, and if there's an objection, I'll let you know immediately, but I don't think we'll care.
And he gets a new fence. And it solves our whole big issues.
You wanna make the first motion?
I make the motion that we replace the fence and place it right where it's at.
I second that.
The 4 foot with the
Farm fence.
Farm fence, yes.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
And then I'll make the motion as far as vacating the remaining that's been on that east of the property back to him and just keeping the property line, the fence. That's what it's been for all these years.
Which is gonna put property tax on Gerald.
Correct, which he's been paying for already.
There'll be some documents you'll have to put together on that.
Right. Yeah, we'll need ordinance.
I mean,
Yeah.
just one thing I'd like to add to this is that property was originally in the county, and when he sold his house and moved his house and built his house, that property had to be surveyed to be brought into the town for town services. So at what point that ever got changed or never got caught, I mean, that's a, never came up. And that fence has been there when you guys owned it.
And it was county property.
So as Alex mentioned, this will have to be done by ordinance, so can the motion be to support that in a motion at a later meeting?
I'm gonna ask that it be with, in good faith of that property that's east of the fence be, a motion be given back to Gerald. It's been that way for years.
But we have to have the ordinance first before we can do that, don't we?
Well, yeah, I mean, the vote can be to support that.
Okay, I would second that.
How much is that, 5 feet?
5 feet to the north and 10 feet to the south.
Yeah, it doesn't run straight.
Yeah.
Okay. Motion to support the ordinance. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Oh, Triton School Corporation.
Triton School Corporation has requested, the town split a bill with them on the softball field. They're reconditioning the girls' softball field, however, they're going to create a 55-foot arch, which maybe Macy can attest to this because she plays softball. Evidently, the field's not long enough, or I don't know. But anyhow, the total price of it is $6,100. They really want the town to pay part of that.
For what? What are we paying
Well,
for?
because we use it 1 month out of the year for.
No, what are they
little-
asking us to pay for?
To have that
Reconditioned.
reconditioned and the border's edge to make it 55 feet. That must make a high school field technical? I don't know.
And where's this at?
On the softball field. The softball field
In the park.
on the high school.
Well, on the high school side of the fence, the girls softball field.
And
Yeah.
how much is it?
Well, we'll be paying $3,050 on it.
And we use it once a year?
Well, 1 month out of the year is the Triton Little League softball thing.
Oh,
I don't know. I mean, I think this is more for it to be in regulation for the high school girls softball, but
Is this like the ISHAA coming in and saying this?
well,
or-
Well,
they don't
probably.
say that, but I'm assuming that it is. It's probably because that's why they don't host many of the sectional rounds and things like that.
I'm gonna just say no, but I'll let you guys discuss.
I'm a little confused if we only use it once out of a month. And they're playing on it, I mean, how long's that?
All summer.
Well, the high school starts early
Yeah.
spring through,
Mhm.
yeah.
As soon as the weather's nice enough to go outside till the end of the school year.
How much is left in the park fund? I'm just curious.
Under the Little League part of it, it is. A little over $2,000 left in the Little League portion of it, of the park budget.
Who originally put the field in? School?
No,
No, the town of Bourbon put it in.
I remember putting the lights up.
yep,
Well, and that was money that Malin Miller had donated to the town and he left that up to us to decide, and we decided to put lights on at the field. But the town is the one that put it in. It sits on school property. I believe
We
that
have a
is in our
99, we had a
100-year
99-year
lease
on it.
that's now down to, I don't know, maybe 90 years. I don't know at this point. 95, 85, whatever. But a few years back, we used to also pay to fertilize the softball field and all that, which we also do the T-ball diamonds and of course the diamonds that are on our park side. The school finally took over fertilizing that, mowing it in the off seasons, right?
right.
Or I think we still mow it in the off season. They
We
mow
mow
it
it
during
off-season, they mow
softball
it during
season. But I mean, because basically they use it 95% of the time.
I would tend to agree with Ward. No more than we use it. I think that's asking a lot of the town.
Okay, that's what I will tell them.
Do we need a vote or consensus?
Oh.
Les, where you at?
I'm on the same, the only thing I was gonna suggest is maybe, not trying to kick in the face, but maybe $200 or $500, you know, just to help, but I think it's excessive for us to pay the taxes going to the school. I would assume that the students are paying, you know,
Yeah,
cleats and stuff like that.
let's
I
just put it
think
in the
that's
form
more
of
of
a
the school
vote. That way
stuff
we have it.
to maintain.
I make a motion that we do not contribute to the softball project.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Dustin's Place.
I have a request from Dustin's Place. They are planning a luminary walk throughout Marshall County here in the next 3 to 4 weeks. They would like permission from you guys to allow that on Thursday, November 2nd. Dustin's Place offers grief support for all ages of people in all aspects of life. I thought it sounded like
Yeah, where are they having it at?
they're just going to do it through town.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, is what they want to do.
Well, that's nice.
You guys okay with that?
I'm okay with it. You guys okay? with it?
Definitely.
Okay. Geez, where am I at now?
Fall Fest.
Oh, yeah, well, I'm gonna leave that to Macy at the moment because we're kind of on the fence.
Yeah, so we have our Fall Fest that's supposed to be this Saturday. I have 5 food trucks coming and roughly 15 vendors coming. Our only issue is there kind of is not a very good backup plan. And the weather is not looking the greatest. Chad had said that they could take out the trucks from the bays in the fire station. That would let our vendors go in there, but then there's not really a good place for our band or our food trucks. So Kim and I decided that we are going to make our call tomorrow based on the weather, so we have time to let the vendors know.
We're hoping that the weathermen are wrong, but
Yeah.
they keep
We
adding
assume
to
that
the
if we-
percentage of rain.
Yeah, if we don't cancel, it's going to be bad weather. If we do cancel, it'll probably be beautiful. So
That's the
Will
way
it be
is,
a
yeah.
postponed thing or
I
just
don't
cancel
think so.
completely?
I think just cancel completely just because people already have other things on their schedule. So
Okay.
try
That's a
again.
tough call. I mean, it really is.
Yeah.
We've worked so hard, she's worked so hard on it.
And thank you for that.
Yeah, thanks.
If it doesn't get to happen, thank you. Do it next year.
Yep. Do my best.
The next thing is just a reminder that at the Matchett Center on Saturday, the 28th from 8 to 3, there will be early voting held there. Trick or treat's going to be Tuesday, October 31st from 5 to 7. Even if the weather's lousy, it's going to be that great. That's it.
Okay. And it's right here. Chief Martin.
You have my monthly report.
Yep. We do. Anything outstanding in it you want to talk about, or just submit it?
Later on, Dave Mitchell actually retired.
I saw that. I saw that. Okay.
I greatly appreciated Dave. He was great to work with.
Okay. Bill?
I'd like to request permission to offer conditional offers to Brock Vermillion and Callie Prater pending the outcome of background checks and home interviews.
I make a motion to approve that conditional offer.
Second that.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And we have the letter from Dave Mitchell of his retirement from the reserve program. And yes, publicly thank Dave for filling in and doing all that he did for the town. We appreciate that very much.
One of my guys is in the hospital. It's pretty much down to me this weekend for about a week or so. We don't really have an on-call ordinance or plan, but I've talked to the sheriff's department about possibly covering and then just operating on an on-call basis for serious stuff, calling me out.
Okay.
Oh, we do what we have to do, Bill.
Yeah.
You can only work so many hours for your own safety.
Yeah, I mean, I talked to him about that before, and I mean, I live in town, so, I mean, if they need something, they can call me also.
Okay.
And the sheriff did tell me when I had a strong conversation with him that if you let him know the hours, he would be would try to post a car close to Bourbon. And I'll leave it there.
And vacation days, I think everybody will have theirs used except for me.
And I think I sent you guys all of that here after last month's meeting. Bill will have 18 vacation days that he will not be able to use. So I just need guidance on,
I think it's probably easier to pay him out than to carry him over, because we don't know what officers are gonna be in the
Yeah.
academy, where you're even gonna be come December yet.
I don't look for us to be,
Yeah,
That's what we discussed that also, because it's
Just
gonna
easier to
be in
pay
the
it out.
same thing next
You need
year.
a motion on that?
that way it closes 23 out, your payroll.
I make a motion that we just do the payout on the vacation days.
I
Second?
second that.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Can we make that like at the end of the year? Because I will try to use.
Well, whatever's left.
if we
Yeah.
have-
Yeah, whatever you've got left, we'll pay it out. Yep, absolutely.
But don't bank anymore.
And try to, and yeah, for your own physical and mental health, try to take as many as you can, but we get it. We absolutely get it.
And, yeah.
All right. Roger, oh, I'm sorry.
Thank you for that, what you're doing.
Yeah, no doubt.
you have my activity reports.
Yep,
Leaf pickup will begin on the 18th of next week. And back to the gate, the fence thing, did that include the gate that I asked for too, or did you vote on that?
Oh,
it did not.
Okay.
Is that so the first gate can stay unlocked, people can still come in,
Yes,
dump their yard
Their
waste,
yard
but yet
waste.
they can't get beyond that gate?
exactly.
Okay,
Because according to the land app, it's the first point of lockable entry.
okay.
So with that second gate, we could leave that first one open.
What was that cost? It seemed
it
expensive
is
for a gate.
It's a chain link gate
Oh.
that matches the one we already have.
$2,109.92.
Is there money in sewer or wastewater since it's actually protecting those areas?
It is in wastewater.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, I would suggest if we do it, we take it out of wastewater since the lift station is down there and it leads to the ponds.
And where's it going to be placed at?
Approximately, as you go through the gate, there's 2 utility poles. It'll be just south of that second utility pole there, and then we'll take some of the old logs we got and block off the rest of it. It'll just be a gate. There won't be a fence across or anything, it'll just be a gate. But it's gotta be a 30-foot gate for getting the farmer's equipment through it, so that's part of the expense. This would alleviate the piles of brush outside the gate that's there now, the mess that was out front over the period of a week time or over the weekend and stuff. So,
Yeah, I noticed that.
Yep.
But it also has, I mean, we have to remember also that that has to be secure because
Right.
we were written up on that with
IDEM,
IDEM for that
yep.
not being secure. Also, our shooting range is in that area and for insurance purposes,
Mhm.
that
Yep.
we have to make sure that we keep the public out.
The shooting range already has a gate though, right?
Yes.
It's council's wishes.
I make a motion that we go ahead and do the gate, get the project done, and take it out of the wastewater.
Is there a second?
I'll second that. I mean, I think they should have been done that way, so have access to people can get dirt
Yeah.
and stuff like it has been.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Thanks, Roger. Anything else?
Well, yeah, thank you.
All right. Chad?
I had 7 calls since the last meeting.
Okay.
I noticed they got the new doors put in.
One,
One,
Yeah,
yeah,
looks nice.
keypad entry
How's, not that it's ours, but the tanker, is it
is being worked on.
still? Okay.
That poor thing is gonna be outdated by the time we get it going.
It's still brand new.
yes, brand new.
Alex? Anything?
Just open litigation right now. The case with Jan Limler, that is set for trial now on November 13th. The only people I'm asking to be there are the chief, and I think he has one other officer that's going to be present. To my knowledge, so far, he has not sent out any subpoenas to anyone else.
Yeah, we
But
got one.
someone gets one directly from him, let me know.
Okay.
From Jan,
Yeah.
I'll get one on my door probably. how I got it last time.
The only other open case is Karen Holm. Her attorney and I met at the pretrial conference. He asked for some documentation. Kim got that to me. I passed it on to him. And right now I'm just kind of waiting for an answer from him as far as her position moving forward. But I'm hopeful that we can get something resolved there. That's all I got.
All right. Thanks. Brandon Chapman. You're welcome.
That's what I,
Earlier.
Okay. Any other patrons wishing to comment? Anything you want, concerns tonight? Public input? No? Okay. Council?
I got this dropped off to me from Helen Johnson regarding the banners that were placed in town.
Yeah.
And there ended up costing originally to be $125 or that they were originally $95, ended up being $125, and they are asking if we would help to compensate that deficit on those banners in the amount of $665.
we paid $125 for them.
Yeah, but they were, let me see how she
She said
worded
it
it.
was $95. Mine cost me $125.
Yeah.
Is what I'm saying.
That's what everyone paid for,
And
right?
that's,
Yeah.
and we've got a bunch more that we've already taken.
Well, here, you read the letter. Maybe I'm misinterpreting the letter.
Okay. Well, Get-
Here we got, okay, this was the invoice that Bowen gave for 7 banners, $1,295. So what does that work out to be? That works out to be $185 a banner.
okay.
So she's asking, if I'm understanding correctly, for the difference of the roughly $60 a banner, if the town would assist in doing that.
Mhm. With all the other ones we have now, I mean,
We've got like
But-
5 or 6 more.
yeah.
What caused the difference in the cost?
Well, if you notice that the ones in Plymouth, if you ever notice the ones in Plymouth, they're tiny.
Okay,
They're real short. They're short. So,
these are bigger.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, these are
Yes.
bigger banner.
and when she questioned us on what the size of our banners was Harmony Press did our Town of Bourbon ones. And so they asked me what the size of them was. So we gave them the size
But why did she not come to us?
but she never come and said, it's gonna cost more money. So,
I'm just presenting
Do you
the
wanna-
request.
Okay. We can have a conversation just to
I'll
clarify.
call her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good enough.
Thank you for that.
There you go.
I had a conversation with a gentleman asked me about hunting on the town property
we don't allow that. We never
at all.
have.
Okay,
No,
I wasn't sure on that, and I didn't know how to respond to him about that.
No, that has come up in the past, Terry, and our insurance
Well, I kind of
will
wondered,
not allow for
but
that.
I was not going to make any yeses. or
Yeah. No, that has come up multiple times in the past, and
Okay, and Howie Boardman asked me about down at the pickleball courts. Of course, I know we're getting into the time of the year we're not going to be pickling. About
That's
the
great.
lights being able to be on later at night. So they could do that later at night during the pickle season.
is that all in a timer, Roger?
No, I have to look. I haven't looked at it in a while.
Because he
Be a
said
timer.
they go off earlier, than what some people would like to play.
When are they on?
11, 12 o'clock or what?
I don't know what time they pick.
Well, would you just look
I'll look
at,
into
thank
that.
you, and let us know.
And he also asked me about if there was a possibility of getting some sort of a speed bumps down on Sunset Street. I know at one point there were,
Before we took them out.
yeah, and just about vehicle speed.
Okay. Any other council comments?
Yes, I do.
Okay, sorry. Didn't mean to-
You're on
Hey.
a roll.
I have
Don't
an
look too
issue
fast. Don't look too fast. Okay.
with the social media comments from both public and from officers and employees regarding the town salaries with the police department. I don't think it's healthy because not all the facts are known by people that are commenting. And I think that as employees of the town, I think it's unethical that they are actively involved in that. And I think that needs to be something that I don't know if we need to have that added to our employee handbooks. I wouldn't be surprised there's something in there regarding that.
I think there is.
So I just wanted to address that. I don't think that, I realize it's right to speech. But I think that if it's going to be out there, it needs to be factual information. Okay, that's my number one.
I'll look at the handbook again. If not, I'll send that concern to the company that does ours and have them construct something that maybe we can bring that back.
I'm not so certain there's not something in there
I
already.
think there is. I think there is.
Yeah.
Something about social.
Because there's professionalism that needs to be held accountable.
Totally agree.
Okay, I'm done with my complaints.
Les?
The only thing I want to address and just I want to ask is, you know, I know that the police department crisis we have, and there was some question as far as who can call order to the meeting. In our town code, it says special meetings of the town board may be called by the president or a majority of the board by notifying the court. So there's, I guess, a discussion as far as if you're the only one that can call the town meeting or the majority of the board. And this is the code that the town has.
You're asking me my position on this by reading?
Correct.
Well, I would agree that based on what it says, that the majority of the board would call a meeting.
Okay. That's all I have. Just wanted clarification on that. Thank you.
Anything else? Council? Les?
No,
Anything?
I don't
No?
have anything. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah, thank you.
I do
Motion
have
to-
to, can I say one thing?
Yep.
This has been the first meeting this year that you guys have actually been professional, and thank you. This is, and if you wanna talk about social media, this is the reason why. This stuff comes up on social media. And if we wanna disagree with that statement, there's a lot of YouTube videos out there that prove this is probably the most professional meeting that you guys have had, and I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Okay. Motion to adjourn?
I make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I second that.
All in favor?
Aye. I think you got my message.
Probably. Okay.
I feel like I missed out on a lot. I feel like I missed out on a lot.
How are you, gentlemen?
All right, Spencer.
Good to see you.
You too.
Good points. Sorry I was late.
Oh, let's see if I can find it.
Good job.
That's right.
Morning, is this it? I didn't know what was
That's
going on
it. You
tonight.
are exactly right.
What?
giving me a chance.
How are you?
Like you guys didn't tell me.
Saw your lovely wife earlier.
But thank
Yeah.
There are some good things once in a while.
you. I know, but if it wasn't, I don't know. I mean, what if I wouldn't have come?
We'd have still done it.
Oh, and then just call
So
me.
you-
And call and say, hey, you come to work tomorrow.
Are you gonna plan on having office hours?
Yes, during the interview.
Yeah, yeah, she wants to do Monday through, she said Monday through, she said, oh, no, you told us Monday through Friday,
No, I
8 to
didn't. I
1.
said Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Yeah, he got defaulted.
That's what
I never heard anything else.
I don't remember
I was
that.
waiting on the call today. Oh, he came in this
That's
morning.
what
I
she-
thought it was today. Never happened.
I thought,
They wanted me,
had
they
to
said
walk
like.
in.
If that's what their contract
No, I
is
mean, they
gonna say
never
for you,
told me.
that's fine.
I think I think
Yeah.
that it was more being available,
Now we get to do it again with Jan.
more than what Chuck
Well, I
was.
also told them that it is okay with me.
I really didn't have much to do.
Thursday I open the store again, so I'll be at the store Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
So he said it's
I
Haskins.
don't care if people come there.
Haskins
and
impounded
come
it.
here,
No
and you can
trespass
send them down
thing.
there to me.
Because we had a no trespass up to
You know,
much.
you guys don't
And
care.
he went there and he arrested him.
Because that's what they were
You're,
saying.
you're their employee, so
Oh, well,
you're
but they were
gonna.
saying that part of it is maybe just being there to listen to people and to get their questions.
He's
It's
already.
not always, you know,
Okay.
filing papers.
See you, thanks.
Fair enough. All right, see you, Bill.
You don't know?
Oh, yes, I do know.
Thanks,
I do know
Alex.
what it entails.
Go get
I
some
mean,
rest.
You just tell me.
What's that?
Go
so
get
I
some
know
rest.
what-
But you guys aren't gonna let me.
Let me send you.
Loading me up.
Let me send you
raise
that
it forward.
contract and you
I would
look
like
it
to
over.
hear.
I'm glad the thing, I'm glad the thing with Jan is on the 13th, and I doubt
Why
we'll
don't they
get,
ever just dismiss it?
but
They didn't, I don't think they
Okay.
had.
I mean,
Like, they
he
didn't even tell me
probably,
how much it would be.
he hasn't really
Okay. I
framed
will
it the
send
way he
that
should,
to
but he
you.
probably has.
You wanna send it or do you want me to send it?
he's got a bicycle, he's riding around Plymouth.
Yeah.
It don't matter.
Well, Bill,
How about you
Bill
just
seemed to
send
think
it
that
to
he,
me, and then
he's the
I'll-
one
I
that
think
got
it's on
out.
my,
He did.
it's on my computer, if not, I'll have to.
But how do you prove it?
Come in and talk to you.
Well, I asked him, is there any video or anything? I said,
By the looks on your face,
So-
I probably gonna.
I will see you.
yeah.
Well,
Yeah, he's just looking for a
You
payday.
know,
Yeah.
let's just sit, this time
Like a lot of
of the
people
year when
anymore.
people's
Yeah.
not doing a lot of building and stuff,
So I came in late.
you won't
Yep,
have
late to the party.
a
Make sure you put
lot
some figures
It was
together.
an interesting one.
of variances that will probably
Of
come
course, I said,
to
did we hire?
at
Oh,
that
Yes.
moment.
We did, finally get it done.
Well, but it's
Thank
also
goodness
good.
for-
Get some input.
When she started.
So I
Oh,
can
and,
work
um,
As soon as he gets a contract.
Hmm.
That would be good for me.
Who gets
Okay.
Just lost her
I
name.
Oh,
I mean,
he's right.
Carolyn.
Carolyn was down to see me
for an hour.
Okay.
about a
Yeah.
backwash
And I don't really
or back
ask him what I
flush
ask
or
him to do,
or
what
back
the commission asks him to do, he
pressure.
do, so, you know.
Oh,
Okay, well,
Yeah.
and that
yeah, I know what you're
will-
talking
Yeah.
about. It's
Um,
like a backflow preventer.
Yeah, according
I mean, you
to
will
our
know what
bylaws,
Don't have to have one.
don't have to
their
have one.
one is.
But she's concerned
because-
about her
I mean,
certification.
now you will know.
So I am
You're-
going
you
to
won't be
get
part
a
of their
quote
board
on
anymore, but,
what it would take to put one
You
in.
will know what.
And it just has to be on the line
That you
But I didn't
feel
know
like you
that.
need to
Is it
reach
after
out to
the
us.
shut off,
Health
right?
issues or something?
You know,
That's for your
you
water?
could do it that way.
Yeah, I think it is. It's like
But
a
let me send it to
backflow
you.
preventer.
He's been-
Yeah,